Allegedly, Pro Football Talk reports that Ty Law said in an interview that Peyton Manning would try to get him liquored up and talk about the Patriots defense. Have you seen this story, heard about this, and how awesome is this that Peyton Manning would utilize the Pro Bowl as a place to not only befriend guys and learn about them and, build the culture of the NFL, but also get them liquored up and potentially learn about the defense that's been beating them in the playoffs a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what any great quarterback should and would do at the Pro Bowl. I want to know how in-depth Peyton was going. Was he sitting there hanging out with Ty, having a few drinks? Was he like pouring the shots over his shoulder, like when people try to not get his hammers, but he's trying to extract the information?
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious what it looked like.
Well, I would assume that Peyton was holding beers, right? He would have like a Bud Light or something like that, Budweiser, and he would just be drinking. So, Ty Law said that Peyton would be feeding him Mai Tais. So Peyton's getting double Mai Tais or whatever and just sending them over. Hey, let's get to all the DBs. Hey, all the DBs, come on. I got drinks for all you guys. Let's get some triples around here. He's drinking his, I drink beer, no big deal. He's just sipping on it, and then he just does a lap. I think about, so Ty, whenever, what are you seeing, these types of things. Tyler, get the fuck out of here. I don't play that game. He's like, all right, well, maybe not you. Let me go to the Brown secondary right over here. And that's Peyton probably got information from others, by the way, that Ty Law wouldn't give in because he was an OG. I assume there's some other players out there that have given Peyton Manning information that they had no idea they were giving to him that obviously led him to becoming one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, I think it's a great move. And can you imagine, like Peyton, I'm sure he knew the targets to go after. Some guys that were in their first or second Pro Bowl, young players that are texting their parents, hey, I'm sitting at the bar with Peyton Manning. They're trying to like sneak a selfie in with Peyton, and Peyton's sitting there trying to ask him what they do on third down and in the red zone package, and the kid's just giving up all kinds of information. He thinks they're best friends. They exchange numbers, and the only time he ever gets a response back from Peyton's asking him something about their defense and what they did.
Hey, last week I saw you guys you guys were kind of shifting your coverage a little bit. Was that normal, or what do you got? Hey, hope the family's good, by the way.
Yes. You always got to add – he puts little things like that in there to ask him how the family's doing, so the kid just continues to dump information to Peyton.
I love the move by Peyton. I absolutely love it. And by the way, that was back whenever the Pro Bowl was at Hawaii, and everybody said it was fun. When I was at it, it was terrible.
Were you in Arizona?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing because in other sports, but NBA basketball, I'm saying to watch the actual game, not the week. NBA basketball, you can half-ass basketball, and the game will be 185 to 183, and somebody wins, whatever. Football, you can't half-ass it. Like it's either full go or it's not. You got it's thud. I could practice what they call thud, where thud turns into full contact anyway because the running back's sticking his head down, running full speed at you. I'm like, okay, thud. I can get run over, or I'm going to have to bring it, or I'm getting smashed. So thud turns into full go. There's no half step in football.
And those Pro Bowl games are so terrible to watch. I mean, those are some of the most disgusting things to watch, and they draw better numbers than the World Series does for the MLB and the Stanley Cup for the NHL. It's unbelievable that people will still watch it. As soon as people say we're not doing it anymore, we're not watching this shit, then they'll change it. I think it should be all competitions. I think the quarterbacks should be competing against each other in long ball contests, that little carnival thing that they throw it through. I think it should be more of that. The 40-yard dash. I think there should be a bench press contest.
There used to be the 225 bench, but I'm sure somebody tore their pack and they stopped doing it.
Yeah, but I think they should put up real money or have sponsors put up real money for these guys, have the 40-yard dash thing be real. That quarterback challenge, they played on NFL Network a couple months ago. Brett Favre was in there. Peyton was in there. All the big-name guys were in there throwing it as hard as they possibly could, and then it was just awesome. It's like if they put up real money, I think guys would actually do that, and if it was a little bit more of a select group, I think that would be much better television. I think guys would be more willing to do it, and although you get named to a Pro Bowl, even if you're not playing in a game, you could still say, hey, I'm a Pro Bowler. It's all in the title, not in the game anyways. I think that's a win-win for everybody, including the fans who have to watch that dog shit football that is that Pro Bowl game. I mean, it is so bad, AJ. So bad.
Yeah, just make it a week long of competitions. That doesn't have to have a game on Sunday. Like each day they hype up some, like, okay, today is going to be the receivers. And you've seen some of those like receiver competitions they did. Those dudes are trying to win at all costs. And if you put real money on the line, trust me, these guys, they may be making $8 million a year. Well, I should say $15, $20 million a year for some guys. But if you say, okay, hey, you win this receiver competition, you get $250K, they're all going hard as they can.
Hard. They are going so hard because it's it's their money. I mean, $250,000 is a hell of a payday, but also nobody else is winning it. Like that is, you know what I mean? Like I think guys would go very hard. Competitive humans are going to try hard whenever there's something to try hard for. And granted, they should try hard every time they step on a football field. Guys should give their absolute best every time. That's just not the reality. That's just not going to happen.
It can't be the reality when it's after the season, you're wearing full pads. Their teams don't want them getting hurt. For the teams they're going back to, you sure it's the offseason? No, I can rehab it. Cool, I tore my ACL at the Pro Bowl. Like no one wants to deal with that or deal with some kind of neck injury. So yeah, that's why you have what you have. You can't play football. Like if you're wearing pads, you're going to be hitting each other.